It is the 12th of October 2015 in Langley, Virginia. CIA Director John Brennan receives a communication on his personal mobile device. He hesitates for a moment, then answers the call. A youthful voice on the other end delivers a direct insult instead of a standard inquiry. The head of the intelligence apparatus demands to know the source of the breach. The caller states that the network infiltration is complete and demands an impossible financial sum from the government. This is how the most secure agency was compromised. Across the Atlantic, inside a residential flat in the West Midlands of England, a 15-year-old sits at a computer terminal. He operates under the moniker Kraka and is currently under the influence of illegal substances. He is the coordinator of a digital collective known as Crackers with Attitude. Alongside a handful of global associates, the group targets high-profile security infrastructure purely for entertainment and ideological protest. Their actions include leaking the internal directories of federal officers, emergency responders, and judicial staff. The digital assault begins with standard reconnaissance rather than complex malware. The target is not the secure servers of Langley, but the peripheral infrastructure surrounding the director's personal life. Kraka isolates the director's publicly listed communication details using basic internet directory searches. This data provides the foundation for the secondary breach. The operative contacts the customer support line of a major telecommunications provider. He misleads the representative by posing as an on-site technical engineer experiencing system issues. When prompted for a corporate identification credential, the teenager generates an arbitrary sequence of numbers on the spot. The employee accepts the false credential and grants terminal access. Within minutes, the operative obtains the master account code, personal identification pins, and the director's private email address. In the digital sphere, structural security relies heavily on individual data points. By assembling basic credentials like a physical address and partial verification numbers, an outside actor can initiate password overrides on adjacent networks. This is the exact mechanism utilized to seize control of the director's legacy internet account. Once inside the database, Kraka extracts the director's unlisted communication numbers and forwards them to a secondary group member operating under the name Default. The collective launches a relentless automated communication campaign against the director's household device. The constant incoming calls cause immediate operational disruption, forcing the director to temporarily relocate his family under an elevated security detail. The network compromise quickly expands from communication harassment to documentation extraction. Inside the intercepted archive, the teenagers locate highly sensitive materials. Kraka transmits the files directly to an international whistleblowing platform. The public release includes a 47-page security clearance questionnaire detailing personal background histories, psychological evaluations, and past indiscretions. Furthermore, the leak exposes internal policy recommendations regarding operational procedures in foreign territories and legal frameworks surrounding intensive interrogation methods. The institutional damage totals approximately $1.5 million due to operational relocation expenses, yet the entry vector required zero advanced programming. The collective leverages their initial access to infiltrate adjacent federal networks. They compromise the database of a senior law enforcement official, exposing a directory containing the personal records of 9,000 department officials and 20,000 federal field agents. They subsequently route access into the automated central booking matrix utilized by national penitentiaries. The group displays records of incarcerated digital actors online, maximizing institutional embarrassment. The operatives proceed without a clear exit strategy, driven by systemic disillusionment and the immediate gratification of digital disruption. However, internal security relies on human variable errors, and the group's operational security eventually fractures. Default becomes involved in a personal dispute within his wider social circle. During an informal communication session over a gaming console network, he boasts about his involvement in the national intelligence breach. An associate records the statement and delivers the tracking details to federal investigators. The technical response is swift and absolute. Federal agents enter Default's residence exactly as his terminal completes its system decryption sequence, securing the physical hard drives before the data can re-encrypt. The seizure strips the operative of an extensive digital currency cache, totaling over 1,000 units. Simultaneously, international police units execute coordinated interventions across the United Kingdom, arresting Kraka and his remaining associates. Because of his status as a minor, the primary coordinator receives a 2-year sentence in a specialized youth facility. Default faces severe federal prosecution, resulting in a 5-year sentence and massive financial restitution requirements. The physical intervention terminates the operational run of Crackers with Attitude, but the underlying structural vulnerabilities remain active within the global network. Decades later, federal administrations continue to reauthorize massive, warrantless monitoring systems that scan civilian data pools. Judicial reviews reveal hundreds of thousands of unauthorized data searches executed against domestic targets, political donors, and civic organizers. The electronic tracking apparatus remains operational, and the ultimate destination of the collected data stays unknown.